All right, so today we're going to work on lab number six. The lab number six is going to be a very easy one and a short lab as well. We'll have just a few things to get done in lab number six. We'll see, of course, in the last video, we have added a couple of obstacles just to see how the game mode looks like. So today we will see how we can organize the game project, because in the next coming labs we're gonna put a lot of things, a lot of objects, and a lot of things are gonna be inside the lab. Like, because you will have the real game mode, we will create new scenes, different levels, and things like that. So there are going to be a lot of objects, a lot of stuff inside our project. So we need to understand how we can organize the game project, or like especially the game objects. So in that way it would be much easier for you to reuse any object, or for example if you lost anything, like if you have accidentally deleted any object, any material or things like that, how you can make a duplicate very quickly. So that's basically the main agenda of our today's lab. So let's start with that. Let me show you how we can create obstacles, how we can assign colors, and then a bunch of things how we can organize the objects in directories. So let's start with that. Okay, so we are back to our game mode here. So the first thing is let's see how we can create different objects. So let's create three cubes. First of all, let's create three cubes. So you need to go to hierarchy window, right click here, then go to 3D object and cube. Once you click the cube, this is basically where the cube is. If you see, that's our cube is right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll just click the cube. Okay, so what I need to do is let me just change the position to y-axis. Let me just make it one. Oops, sorry, one. And let's see, I can change the x-axis to, okay, that's fine. Let me just make it it's fine. Okay, and z-axis -8. Let me just make it like minus 60. Let's see where it is. It went. So we need to go. Oh, it's right here now. Perfect. Let's create another cube. Let me just right click here. Let me copy this, right click here and paste this one. So it is pasted on the other one. Let me see if you select this one here a little bit on this side. All right, let me create another one. Copy and let's create paste. And this, the third one is going to be, let me just move it on the right side here. Floating precision is wanted to bring board coordinates of the game object. We'll do that. Let me hit undo move. Oops. It's basically, let me just move it down here. Okay, let's select it. All right, so I got these three cubes down here. So let's see how we can, first of all, let's assign the colors to all these. And as you know, to assign the colors, and which colors we need to assign: RGB, red, green and blue. RGB is basically a color model as well. I believe everybody already familiar with. So what I'm gonna do is I need to rename these. Let me rename my cubes. So this cube is going to be, let's name it red cube. And let's rename this to green cube. And let's rename the third one to blue cube. Okay, I'll tell you what basically we are doing. So I got these cubes down here. And now what I'm going to do is I need to assign the colors. Like this cube is going to be red, that's going to be green, and this is going to be the blue one. Okay. So let's see how we can do this. What I'm going to do is I need to assign the colors. So as you know, this is red. It's already red color material. If you remember, we already have this material created. That's red. So I will assign this material to this cube. So red material is assigned to this one. And in order to create a green cube, what I need to do is in the project window, right click here, create and material. Okay, and let's rename it with the let's say the green color, or green material. a green color or green material, whatever you want to name it. So green material, let me click the colored window. So since this is RGB, I believe everybody already know what the RGB model is. It's basically additive model. The base colors are red, green and blue. You can make any other color by using these three colors. A is just how transparent that particular color is. So since I want this color to be green, so this G should be 255. So I'm going to make it red 0, blue color 0. So you have the perfect green color. Okay. So let me close this. Now we got this green color here. So we need to assign this green color to this particular cube. So this cube got a green color now, the perfect green color. Next, the blue color, we have to do the same way. Right click here, you'll go to create. Now we need to create a material and let's make it blue material. So for blue material, let's double click the blue material. Let's change the color and we want a blue color. So everything else is going to be 0. Red and green is 0 and you will get the absolute right blue color. We need to assign this blue color to this particular cube. So we got 3 different colors and we got 3 different colors and this is basically over. Perfect. We got 3 different colors. That's the red, green and blue. That's our cubes. So if you guys see down here, we have created our obstacles. This is our player and these are the cube. Again, I will let you know what to do with all these things. Now we got 3 cubes and now let's see how we can organize our stuff inside right now. If you see down here right now, all these materials, all these player attributes, scripts are basically not organized since we just have 4 players, like only 4 or 5 main characters, game objects. So that's why it doesn't look bad. But once you will have a lot of objects, a lot of the game stuff, so then you will see it will be a mess to, you know, to find a specific characteristics or component of an object. In order to do that, we should organize everything in the directories. And I'll show you what would be the benefit of that. I mean, I'll show you quickly that. So the first thing is, let's create a folder here in the project window. So right click here, create and a folder. Let's rename this folder to, let me put all my materials here. So I'm going to name it materials. So let's start putting all the materials here. So all you need to do is material, this material will go here, green material will go here, ground material will go down here, and the player material will go down here. So if you see under my material, okay, so I got under my assets, I got my material, and under my materials, I have all these material organized. So whenever you need to apply the material, you can directly apply to any of the game object. Now let me create another folder for scripts. Right now we just have 2 scripts, but later on we're gonna put more scripts. So we should have a script directory. And let me just put my scripts down here in the script directory. Then right now we just have frictionless. We will put some more physics stuff here. So let me create another directory and call it, let's say, physics. And let me just put my frictionless thing inside the physics. So now if you see, all my the game objects or game components or assets are organized in these directories, which is very easy to fetch. Let's create another directory which is called prefab. Typically the prefab is where they're basically the game objects, but you can easily create a copies and I mean the prefab is just like you have materials copies. Okay, so that would be much easier to manage in fact. So let's right click here, create and a folder, and let's rename this folder to prefabs. Okay, let's see what is a prefab. So in the prefab, what I'm going to do is let me open the prefab. In the prefab, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop my the cubes. Okay, let me show you what is the benefit. Let's say this is red cube. I'm going to put my red cube here, green cube here, and the blue cube down here. And you can also put your players, your ground, whatever you want, you can put it down here. Let's say the player is right here now, and the ground is also prefabbed. Now, what would be the benefit now? Benefit of all this. Now, for example, let's say if this is my player, and assume that you have, let's say this is my, let's say cube, red cube. This is my red cube. And for example, if we got it deleted, red cube dot deleted. Now we might have done some changes, some other sort of things, but that's gonna be a problem. Like how we can get all those things. If you have those objects in your prefab, you can just click and drag it wherever you want to place them. It doesn't make any difference. All right. So, for example, let's say, and again, same goes for your players, same goes whatever you want to do. So, in that way, you can put, let's say, let me show you. For example, I want to put more obstacles or more cubes. So, what I can do is I can just drag and drop and place it down here. You guys can see. You can actually place wherever you want to, how many, whatever you want to do. Let's say the blue down here, and let's say the green cube down here. Are you getting my point? So you can actually place as many cube as you want, and wherever you want to place them, you can actually place them wherever you want to do, and you can see it will be added inside your game object. Now other than that, one more thing which I would like to show. For example, in the blue cube, if you see the blue cube, if you let's go to materials. For example, materials, in the blue material which have been assigned to that one component, if I change the color, let's say if I change the color to pink, you guys can see all the blue will turn into pink. So that's basically the benefits of your prefab and having a copies right down here. Okay, so let's get back to, all right. Let's create an obstacle. Let me just remove these cubes from here, all these cubes. Let me just remove these cubes here. So we'll get all these things here. Of course, as you know, we can easily get all these. Now let's create some obstacles, and to create obstacle, again we're gonna do the same thing. Right click here, we will go to create, oh sorry about that. Let's create a cube again, and let's go to the cube. Let me just get the cube back. Okay, z-axis, let's say minus 65. So let's get it close to our player. All right, let me just do one thing here. This is the cube. Let me rename it, and let's rename it to obstacle. Okay, obstacle, and let me just do one thing with obstacle. Let me do few changes. Let me just do the scaling of this. Let's scale x-axis wise, let's make it 5, okay, and y-axis wise I think it's fine. So 5 is basically the scales, and if you want to assign the material, it's up to you. Now you have, for example, all this material right here, you can assign the material to it. Let's say if you want to assign material, you can assign the material to this particular object in that way. Now let me create another obstacle, and let me click this, copy this and paste it down here, and let me rename it the big obstacle. Okay, big obstacle, and let's clear the big obstacle, and let's slightly move it so we can change it up. Sorry. Okay, let me just make it big. Let's scale it to 7. Okay, 7 is too big. Let's say 6. 5. Okay, 5.5. Let's make it 4. Okay, this is gonna be 5. Is this? And this obstacle, let me just make it this obstacle to 3. Okay, that's fine. Got it. So now I got these two obstacles, and the best way to organize again, we'll go to prefabs, because there is a possibility that we can add more obstacles. So let's put the obstacle down here, big one and the small one, and let's and this obstacle as well. All right, so the benefit is that, let me show you the benefit. If we just organize them in a, like this is the big obstacle, let's slightly minus 63, great, and it's going to be z. Oops. All right, and let's say 60, 60. All right, now if I just show you guys, this is basically how it's looking like. We can of course place it on the ground as well, and if you want to keep copying it, you can, I mean, this obstacle, you can place it down here, small one, and the big obstacle, let me just place it down here. Let's move on, big, and let's say this is small obstacle, you can place it down here, move on, obstacle here, here, and big one down here. Okay, so that's the basically way how we can organize the obstacles. Let me just show you. Let's play the game. So this is basically how we can, so this is what we got. So that's all for today, and if you will have any questions, any issues, do let me know. This lab was very important because we just learned how to organize our materials, how to organize our assets, and in upcoming lab what we're gonna do is we will, you know, we will add some levels to the game, and we will set the real scene of the game, like for example how to collect points, for example if you hit that, what's going to happen, and all that stuff. So the next coming lab is going to be very important. So before that, everybody should have all this scene, that what we have done so far, everybody should be on the same page. So if you have any questions, do let me know, and we can always schedule a meeting, one-on-one meeting. Thank you very much.